Good morning, YouTube.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, wait, mute the video over here.
Uh-oh.
There we go. We're so happy to see you today.
I got cream cheese bagel.
He got half of my bagel because I ate one full, ring of the bagel. What did I eat? I ate the bottom of the bagel. And then I got halfway through the top of the bagel, and I thought I better give him at least half of the bagel because that's love, sharing my cream cheese bagel.
And this is the mug that a sheep pie should have used.
What? Your Fallout mug?
Because look, when I take a drink.
That's a way too big mug. I wonder if Reese Cup mug sales have actually
they probably
gone up because of him, or maybe they've decreased. Maybe they've lost sales. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Linda Sue was the first person to comment today. We always kind of try to see who's first here. Jasmine, Catherine, Roya, Diat, Sarah. All right, guys. So if this is your first stream, we hang out for 10 minutes before we start the actual stream. It gives us some time to say hello to everybody, give everyone time to get online, give me time to wipe my nose.
35 viewers, man. Where's the love at?
Where's the love? So, we just actually watched a video about YouTube and how they're demonetizing the smaller channels, because at first it sounded like a really big deal. And right now my monetization hasn't even been approved. But if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, unfortunately starting out, if you're planning on doing so to make money, which that's not why we do our channel. In fact, at the rate that we make videos and the amount of subscribers, we'll probably make $2. At best. So it's not going to be some big thing because we don't have a lot of subscribers. But for some of you, I know a lot of you have asked about starting gaming channels and things like that, where you're wanting to actually make money from YouTube. It's going to be harder for smaller subscribers to actually make that money. And what exactly did that video go over? So
basically, YouTube made a change where to monetize, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of view time. Is it per month? I think it's per month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people have to watch 4,000 hours of your content per month in order to monetize, which sounds like a lot, but
the thing is,
in the grand scheme of things, once you have 1,000 subscribers, that's 40 minutes of content per person.
Right.
Or I don't know, bad math, but
the biggest thing that they talked about is small creators like animators. Animators, it takes hours and hours and hours to make a few seconds worth of animation. And that's going to hit creators like that really hard because they can't create big, long videos. Their videos usually are only a couple, a minute or two long. And those are the videos that get the most views.
4 minutes, not 40 minutes. I haven't had my coffee yet. It's right here.
Yeah. we didn't, here's a wonderful thing about being a business owner at a young age. Any age actually. We put our child on the bus and we went back to bed today because we didn't feel good. We didn't feel good.
2 + 2 = fish. Yeah, I can't math in the morning.
You math better than I do. I can't math at all.
Just not in the morning.
Good morning, Megan. Good morning, Claudia. Good morning. Moon Lovers Jewelry, I can never remember your actual first name, and I know you've told me before, so you'll have to put that in the comments so I can actually...
She still won't remember.
I probably won't. It's the screen names that throw me off. I always get lost by the screen names. If I can refer to you by your business name, though, I'm sure that I'm talking to you. Maybe that's good. Maybe it's good that I'm throwing out their business, everybody go look at Moon Lovers Jewelry. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys, we've got a few minutes left to hang out. And today we're going to kind of be going over the swipe files that you should be sending your customers. There are 4 major ones that I send to my customers, and a lot of you have seen success with them. If you attended our holiday webinar, which is no longer available, I'll probably do another one next holiday season. But these are basically just copy and paste files that you keep on your desktop to send throughout transactions. So that's what we're going to be talking about today to make sure everyone's up to date. And I think that for people who watch the replay, what I've began doing is adding a time marker in the description that shows where you can fast forward to. If you're watching this on the replay and you don't want to hear us say hi to everybody for the first 10 minutes, you can go down there and look for that. Good morning. Oh, Molly, I don't know if I knew that or not. Maybe.
You clearly didn't know that.
Maybe I didn't. Well, we know now. Nell, Ann, Hannah, Chris, Hello from the rowing machine of the gym here in the UK.
I never liked rowing machines.
Not the well, it depends. I
But
like
the cardio ones. I don't.
I like cable, like the actual way
Seated rows.
Like with the cable. I don't like the machines that don't
Right.
allow you any range of motion. I like being able to work with the cable because you get a little bit of your own freedom. Good morning, Amy. We've got about 4 minutes, and then we'll probably do a lot of talking at first, and then throughout it, kind of like last week's. If you were here for that, we'll sprinkle in questions. So he'll be on question duty, just kind of hanging out, looking for questions. My eyebrows hopefully won't come off this week. Last week I put them on really early in the morning, and I think my face greased up, and that's why my eyebrows decided to smear off. But it's Jenny. I'm new. Hello, Jenny.
Welcome.
Jenny is one of our longtime customers at Art by Star Lamore. Ridiculously long time. She's one of our. I think she started following us right when we started the business. So
Cool.
It's really exciting to see you
Nice
here,
to
Jenny.
see you here.
Let's see. Happy Friday. My coffee and I are here. We hear you. Did you guys watch? Comment below if you watched our Weird Stuff on Etsy series. I think it was our first episode of that, where I gifted him this beautiful Judge Judy mug from Victory Screech Labs on Etsy. They had a ton of new mugs roll out, and some of them are hilarious. So we're going to be keeping our eye on there. Let's see. Thank you for the Alpha Group, Starla. The other girls were a major help to me today. Awesome. I see you in there all the time, Linda. I I hope that everything's going okay for you. I know that you had some awful plumbing problems. So many people have had problems with lines freezing and things this year. We talked about that a little bit during the last stream, but it has been crazy. It's been really cold here too. I giggled when you took your first sip. Ooh. Yeah, and you know what? The owner of the shop, I didn't realize, they said, be sure to look carefully at the background. There's a hidden joke in there. And I kept looking at it. I'm like, it's umbrellas. I don't understand. It'll be backwards for you guys. But then I realized that the handles of the umbrellas are J's for Judge Judy. And that's why they use that background. And I was completely oblivious to that when I bought it. So I thought that was hilarious. Oh, but we need to actually begin shopping for our next series, our next Weird Stuff on Etsy. I don't know if we'll be able to release one for January. We've waited.
Yeah, we waited too long.
Yeah, we might have to. Well, after the holidays, we needed to just kind of rest.
It just depends on where we get the stuff from. Sometimes we get it from U.S. sellers and it comes quick. Other times we get it from out of the country and it takes 2 to 3 weeks.
Right, and then we have to wait. We have to record the video, edit the video, and then kind of balance it out with our live stream schedule so we can upload it. And it's just been a whole pain. I watched and then went looking for weird stuff too, and definitely found some that
you find some really weird stuff on Etsy.
We have to be careful about the type of weird stuff that we publish, because if we get monetized, we don't want to publish anything that's too weird.
I could get real weird on Etsy real quick.
Yeah, there's some
adult themed content.
There was some really weird stuff on Etsy.
Try to keep it clean for the kiddos.
Yeah, it's really, and then plus our daughter, who is 5, likes to watch our channel, so we don't want to do anything too weird. Valentine's themed gifts, that would be fun. We might be able to do that if we did Valentine's. Maybe we could do gory Valentine's, bloody hearts.
Maybe we'll see.
Gory doesn't get demonetized, does it?
Sometimes it depends on the content.
Well, maybe we won't. Maybe it will be funny Valentine's. We could do funny Valentine's cards. That would be something funny to do. Let's see. We're planning on moving back to Tennessee ASAP. I'm so close to. I'm closing Vacate the Shop and hitting eBay to get instant cash. Just be careful on eBay. People on eBay have different expectations of people on Etsy. Yeah. On Etsy, people have the expectation that they're getting a quality product, even if the price is higher. On eBay, it's like a yard sale where everyone's trying to get the lowest price possible. And people are not as kind with their reviews. It's the same with Handmade at Amazon, because people already have that Amazon mentality where they want to get the very best product at a low price. They're not as generous with reviews, and they don't really appreciate you as much for your artisanship as opposed to, platforms like Etsy, where people are kind of expecting it to be a handmade product. All right, it is noon.
I noticed you keep rubbing your beard. Is it dry and itchy? I have great beard oil. No, it's a fidget thing for me.
Well, he was in the military for 6 years, and he was not allowed to have facial hair.
Yeah, so for me, I just play with it nonstop. It's not dry. I actually have beard oil, but thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah, we actually had somebody comment on our videos a couple weeks ago, or no, it was yesterday. A couple weeks ago, it was yesterday, and said something about his fidgeting was very distracting. And I'm like, you know.
I can't help it.
Yeah.
I have to be moving. It's either that or I'm sitting here. We're on a desk.
And he's constantly flipping that. We've got one of those.
It's either that or I play with my beard. So you either see it or you hear it.
Yeah, I think that see it would probably be way easier. So, but anyway, guys, you know, if we do anything that you guys don't like, it's usually just because, you know, we're new YouTubers. We have not been around this scene for very long. And if you watch some of my very first videos, like my really old videos, you will see how much we have progressed and grown. In fact, our very first tech advice video where he was in it, it was just, it's so stuttery and a mess. And I think that now we're to a point of comfort where it's...
Yeah, and the thing is like, she's all prim and proper and talks to the camera and cares about what people think. And this is her channel, so I don't...
Oh, you don't care what people think?
No, not at all. Unless they call me a hobbit, then they get called out.
Oh, yeah. Is the person... Well, that person didn't meant it as a compliment.
I know.
That person meant it as a compliment, and we felt really bad afterwards. But someone called him a hobbit, but we did have someone refer to him as the Daddy 05 guy, which I believe was the account where the people's kids got taken away for pranking their kids too hard on YouTube.
I would prank my kid pretty hard, but not that bad. That was rough.
Yeah. Well, you guys can see our latest prank on our daughter. It's in our last weird stuff we got on Etsy series. But immediately after giving her this really terrible gift, I won't ruin it if you haven't seen the video, but after we gave her that really terrible gift, we gave her a good gift and she was super excited about it. So, you know, you don't prank your kids unless you plan on giving them something amazing afterwards. Otherwise it's just mean.
And nobody's ever complained about my demeanor as far as I know.
I think that people like you because you're real. You just, you know, you act like a real dude. You're not playing it up for the camera.
My teenage years on stage, it's not like I'm not used to being in front of people.
Yeah, he's in a band and you're going to be the vocalist for this band now, right?
One of the vocalists and the guitar player,
yeah. So I mean, stage presence, but it's different. It's different.
It is different. I don't see them. So.
Oh, my nose is running. All right, guys. Woo! After I rub my nose, you can tell it's live for anybody who doesn't believe it. Oh man, she was so disappointed. Yeah, our daughter, she almost cried when she got the first gift, and we told her it was a prank. We told her it was going to be funny, but her little heart just got broken.
She thought it was going to be like funny, but she was still going to like it.
No, she would not like it.
No, not at all.
I like that you two were real. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can tell when a YouTuber just is.
This is me pretty much all the time. I don't know.
Mean. He's
not mean.
He's very nice. He's a nice guy. Just don't call him a hobbit.
Don't cut me off when I'm driving.
Don't cut him off when he's driving.
And don't talk on your cell phones while you're driving, people.
Oh man, I get mad because people.
She gets mad at me because when people cut me off in my car and they're not in, I intentionally try to hit them in the side, as illegal as that is.
No, well, what he tries to do is he keeps doing what he's doing, and if he sees a car, like for example, if we're at a four-way stop with a stop sign, if someone doesn't stop at the stop sign and it's his turn to go, he goes regardless of the fact of if they decided to stop or not, because it'll be their fault.
Yeah, they're either going to get out of the way or slam on their brakes or get hit.
Right.
That's just what's going to happen.
I don't recommend you do that.
I don't either.
I don't recommend it. Hello, Susan. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and start. If you guys went to the holiday webinar in October, which I know a few of you did, you're probably going to be pretty familiar with these topics, but I'm going over them again. That way we have a constant, video available on our channel for you to look at if you get lost, because a lot of you joined the Handmade Alphas or subscribed after the webinar and you didn't understand how to use these swipe files. Now, I will not be sending copies of the swipe files out, but I'll be talking about what I personally did for the swipe files. That way you can type your own and you can save these in a WordPad, any kind of text document on your desktop. Basically, all a swipe file is it is a set of Word documents that you have on your desktop that answer questions that you receive all the time. These are like, people who ask, for example, oh, do you do custom orders? If you find yourself answering that question every single day, and you don't have the time to type out the same answer over and over again, you can just copy and paste this answer to these questions. Yep. And it makes life so much easier. And we use swipe files all the time.
Every day.
Yeah. So it is really, really, it's a great time saver. And, when you're really stressed out, it's hard to just just sit and type out the same answers over and over again. But the swipe files that we're going to be talking about today more pertain to when you receive that order. And these will help you to both get positive reviews, and it's going to help you to, well, it actually acts as a bad review prevention because it allows the customer to know that you are literally one click away. It's going to develop that kind of customer to seller friendship, and they're going to feel very obligated to let you know if they see a problem within their product rather than just leaving you a bad review. Now, a couple of you said that you have used similar swipe files with your customers and you haven't seen results with it, or, maybe for example, one person yesterday said that their customer reported or messaged them back and said that it seemed like she was desperate for a good review. And, I can see exactly how you could make this go wrong. I know on eBay, I get super frustrated when a seller messages me and says, if you're happy, leave a 5-star review. If you're happy, leave a 5-star review. You don't want to ask people.
Don't lead with that.
Right. Exactly. This needs to be kind of a PS at the end. And the main words that I use that ensure that nobody gets mad at me. I first of all, when they place the order, I send them their confirmation. I'll go ahead and read what I have to you. So we'll go ahead and do these in order for you guys. First message that you're going to send to your buyer is when they place the order. You see that the order's placed. I try to send it within 24 hours. Otherwise, it looks like I didn't see that their order was placed. I just pop in, if we're taking a day off, which we usually do Saturdays and Sundays, I will still try to pop in my office once a day to make sure I send my swipe files, when I have new orders, because I get orders all weekend and I don't want to neglect those until Monday. So the very first email that I send, and feel free to grab a pen and write down a few key points from this, but script it to fit your brand person.
And there will be a replay.
Yes.
If y'all need to go back through.
Exactly. You can just watch the replay. So mine, word for word, if you've ever placed an order with me, you've probably gotten this swipe file. It says, hi, blank, insert their name. People love to be called by name. It makes them know that this message was catered just for them. And it makes it feel more like, makes them feel more like you typed it for them and didn't just copy and paste it. The key here is to make sure that your messages don't sound like they were copied and pasted. So, hi, blank, just popping in to say thanks for your recent purchase from my shop. If you have any other questions, please feel free to email me or private message me at any time. I ship through standard U.S. Postal Service, and shipping times will vary just depending on your location. And I throw this in there. That way they know that they get a little bit of information about my shipping times, because a lot of the times people aren't going to read this when they place the order. Sometimes they don't know how long it's going to take. You can even throw in your processing time. If it takes you a week to customize orders, throw it in there. Say, I'm working on your order right now. Usually it takes around a week. And this just kind of helps them to know how long it's going to take in case they didn't read that information from the get-go. Orders to the U.S. usually take a week or less. If, however, your order does happen to be unusually late, please do not hesitate to message me so I can personally look into the issue right away. Now, this is going to help because if, say, their order gets stuck in customs, if it's international, or if it goes off the grid, which happens, you need to let them know that you're going to keep, communicating with them and take care of them. When orders go off the grid, it really is going to be a disservice for your customer not to issue a refund or resend that product if you have the ability. And I know that a lot of the times this is hard for us, but, for example, my mom ordered us from a professional, I believe it was Wayfair, which is a pretty big DIY furniture company. She ordered us a cabinet that our litter box goes in so it doesn't look like a litter box, and it arrived with a little ding in it.
Little
ding. She sent a picture of that ding to the company, and they just sent us a free one. And it was like a $60, large piece of furniture.
They made it right.
Right. They made it right. And now I know that if I ever need furniture, I'm buying from the company that stood by me. So though sometimes it hits you financially, what is more valuable to you than the product, than having that inventory, than the dollar amount, is having the positive review in your shop, or I guess I should say not having a negative review in your shop, because that negative review can really impact your future sales, especially if you're not constantly generating sales. That review is sitting in your top few reviews that people are going to see right when they visit your shop. So
some people really care about reviews. Like when I shop on an Amazon, for instance, like if I'm looking at a product that I legitimately want and it's got like 3 stars, and in the recommended, I see a similar product that's got like 4.5, even though it's got less reviews, I usually still stick towards that one with the higher reviews.
We look at reviews for everything. Restaurants, Etsy shops.
If a restaurant has less than 4 stars, I don't eat at it.
No, and that's seriously, that is how we do everything. I don't order from Etsy shops who have under, I would say probably 4 stars. There's no way. It's a liability to me. It feels risky. And you know what?
You're spending your money on something that potentially might not either fit the description, it's a completely different product, or it's not going to arrive very well packaged and damaged.
And not to mention, these are people. This isn't like a company that you're buying from. We're buying from people who are selling from their house.
They don't have quality assurance or standards that they have to stick to.
Especially with things like soap, things that could cause allergen issues.
Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
A lot of the times I don't want to dig to find out why this person left a 2-star review or a 1-star review. I see a bad review, and I'm out of there. I don't look to see what the reason was. So you really want to maintain those good reviews. So anyway, I got a little off topic there, but I think it all applied.
Yeah, for sure.
If, however, your order does happen to be unusually late, please do not hesitate to message me so I can personally look into the issue. So you're going to let them know that you're going to take care of them. Just make sure that they communicate. Don't hop right to my shop and leave a bad review. Let me know right away so I can look into it for you. Now, closing, this is if you have maybe a like a VIP club or a Facebook page where you want to share photos of your customers. I like to throw this in because people really love to share. And I say, once that little yellow package arrives, I'd absolutely love to see a photo of you wearing it. I love seeing my customers enjoying their wearable art, and every photo is added into my satisfied customers album so that others can admire as well, only with your permission, of course. So make sure that you get their permission. My Facebook group where you can post your photo, and then I link my Facebook group. So you could add that. Yeah, no, I bought this one for him. I bought this mug for him.
And we got a few questions too whenever you're ready.
Well, I'll go ahead and finish reading the swipe file, and then we'll get to questions about this one. And the last thing that I throw in, if you have a VIP list, like an email list, I throw it in one more time, but I disguise it not so much as an email list, but as a discount on future purchases. I say, and since I love you oodles for being a member of my key family, because when they buy something, they're immediately a part of my key family, I want to personally invite you to my VIP Key Club. This club gives you instant access to all of my giveaways, sneak peeks, and new releases and sales and coupons. And you even get a secret 30% off coupon for your next order just for signing up, which you can enjoy at any time. So there's no expiration on it. You can become an official Key Club member here. And then I link. End of the message, end of closing. I don't even mention reviews in this swipe file. Thanks so much again for your order and for supporting my small business. I hope to see you again soon. Lots of love, Starla Moore. So we'll go ahead. This is the one that you send when you receive your order. And next up, we'll read the one that you send when you ship the order. But let's go ahead and catch up on questions.
Yeah.
All right, let's find
here. Diet asked, do we keep them in a Word doc?
Yeah, that's fine.
Excuse me.
I do mine in a rich text document. You can do them in a Word document.
Yeah, we use Open Office for you that don't want to pay the ridiculous price they ask for Microsoft Word.
If it doesn't come default on their computer.
Unless it comes default on your computer. We build ours, so they obviously don't come. But Open Office is a great alternative to Word for y'all that don't have it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Etsy has snippets. That's always super helpful because it's in the app, and I don't have to go back and forth to copy and paste.
I know. I've noticed that. I just don't. I think with Etsy, a lot of the things that I don't like is Etsy's. I don't know if you're talking about like their recommended messages and communications, which I've seen those like in forums, but I've never used them. They've always seemed very impersonal to me, and you can't apply your branding. There are aspects of branding that are visible, like your logo and things, but there are aspects of branding that are invisible. This is your personality. So you'll notice I use words like oodles and love you and things like that. That's part of my branding. So when you're using Etsy's, recommended messages, you're not able to imply your invisible branding to those.
Rhonda, and speaking of being personal, are these messages in addition to the automated Etsy messages?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Because the automated messages are just that. They're not coming from the shop. That's just Etsy saying, thank you for your purchase.
And
blah,
not
blah,
only
blah, blah.
not only that, but here's the thing. I've placed orders on Etsy, gotten my order confirmation from Etsy, waited and waited and waited, and the order was never shipped. I go back to the shop, I message them, and I'm like, hey, where's my order? And they say, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you placed an order. Because they weren't paying attention to their shop.
And that person will never get an order from us again.
No, never ever.
That's ridiculous.
So receiving a message personally from me where I said, hey, I'm just acknowledging that I saw that you placed an order, it gives them a little bit of assurance that that your order was actually received.
Megan, do you change it for repeat customers?
You know, with my repeat customers, they come to expect my messages. If you want to change them, you can go right ahead. A lot of the times, my customers who order all the time, like once a week, I'll be like, hey, Judy, you already know my order spiel. Just thanks so much for your purchase. I'm going to be working on it right away, because she knows I'll send it to her 3 or 4 times. But if they're just repeat buyers and I recognize their name, I'll be like, you already know, my spiel. We're friends by now. So, and I just treat it like we're friends, and, I'm not going to make you read all that again. So
let's see. If a customer signed in as a guest, do they receive the conversation after placing an order?
Yes, they should get those to their email. So, and I hold conversations with orders who checked out as guests, because I almost always get a thank you for sending this message.
Sarah, I got my first wholesale. Worried because I've never done anything like this. Do you use PayPal or PayPal Business to send invoices ever? And should I do the same and send a confirmation before?
Sarah, it's a little off topic, so we're going to try to stick to the swipe files until the end. I actually don't do wholesale with Etsy, but I know that a lot of our alphas are experimenting with wholesale on Etsy. So if you want to post in the Handmade Alpha Facebook community, linked below, but I'm pretty sure you remember, go ahead and post in there, because I'm sure that some of the alphas could help you out with that.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to try to inform you about something that we don't really do.
Right.
I wouldn't want to misinform you.
Yeah, I don't want to look in, or I don't want to say something without looking into it.
Let's see, Ritzy, how can a shop that just opened gain reviews if nobody wants to buy something from a shop with under 4 stars? How can a small shop make sales without reviews?
From there, you really have to drive your traffic. If you're not getting, if you say that you have 4 stars, but you don't have a lot of sales and you're not able to get up in SEO because you don't have those repeat buys, it can be hard. But that is why you need to be in control of your own traffic. So that's where I would begin really promoting maybe sales and discounts and things like that on social media. Or, just promote your brand on social media, release new products, and really try to get some customer engagement. And, your brand personality is going to have to shine enough that people are going to trust you, despite the fact that you have a couple bad reviews. And in time, when you begin gaining that momentum and you start getting better reviews, those bad reviews will get buried. So if you have bad reviews in your shop, definitely. Your goal should be to get good reviews to bury the bad ones.
And if you're a newer shop and you're getting reviews under 4 stars, definitely make sure you're listening to what those people are saying.
Exactly, yeah.
And do damage control. And I don't know if you've ever gone over what to do if you get a bad review.
During the webinar I did.
In the webinars, yeah. But make sure you're doing damage control. Don't beg the person to give you a better review, but definitely do some damage control, and just make sure that whatever they're saying, if you did something wrong or something was messed up with the product, that you're listening to them, because that person's probably part of your target market. So other people are going to have the same complaints if you make the same goof ups.
Right, exactly. Now some people are just out there. Some people aren't happy no matter what, but you can still, I do not have any bad reviews. Right. My lowest review was about a year ago. It was due to, I think that an order shipped late, but it was due to a holiday. The person was in other country. They didn't know that it was a U.S. holiday. I think it was MLK Day, but they got mad that it didn't ship on like that Monday. And I got a 4-star review, but that's the lowest review that I believe that I have is 4 stars.
And they said, I don't have bad reviews. I have no reviews, but it seems to be the same issues. That'll fix itself over time. Starting up is always slow.
Yeah,
on any platform, not just Etsy. It's always going to be a bit slow. Like if you get on eBay, for instance, and they have the positive rating system. If you don't have any ratings, it's going to be 0% positive ratings, So it's going to take some time to build that.
You got to build those friendships elsewhere. You got to build
rapport.
You got to build that customer connection elsewhere. And, usually the best place to start is on Facebook. And I know that you're a newer brand, so you're really just going to have to kind of look at places where you can have that influence and begin building your invisible branding.
And they said, do you send the message through email or Etsy combo? We do it through Etsy.
Yeah, you cannot send those through email. I believe that is against Etsy's guidelines. But
it's against their terms and conditions.
Yeah, and if you send it through Etsy Convo and they have their email linked, they'll still get an email with the Convo in it. So
And there ain't nothing wrong with that.
No. All right.
So you use Facebook or other traffic driving tactics. Yep. So we'll go ahead and move on to the swipe for when you actually go to ship the product. Basically, when you print the shipping label and you're ready to ship it.
Yeah. Now, I usually send these. What I do, you can send this right when you print the label. I send it pretty much right after I print the label. They get their notification from Etsy that the label's been printed. I ship the packages, and then I come home that night. And that's when I send it. But you could send it literally right when you print the label if you wanted to. So I say, hi, Blank. You may have saw already, but I just wanted to let you know that your order is shipped and your tracking can be found in your purchase history within your Etsy profile, because a lot of people just don't know where to find their tracking information.
Right. And this saves you from getting the message, the inevitable message of where's my product at.
Right.
This kind of helps with that, because they'll see the message and be like, oh, okay, I can see it there.
Right. And, a lot of people just have no idea where to look at tracking, or I get messages from people where I'll look at the tracking. The product is almost to their doorstep, but they'll message me.
Why hasn't my product arrived?
Or where
you can see where it's at right here.
Why hasn't this shipped yet? And I can say, oh, hi, it actually shipped on this day. You can find your tracking here. I know sometimes it can be hard to find. You always want to validate them and not make them look stupid. Like when you reply to them.
That's the last thing you want to do.
Right. Reply to them in a way that, you say that you have that understanding. Like, if they say, where is my product? You can say, oh, I know it's really hard to find your tracking. This happens all the time. I'll go ahead and let you know where your product is. Here is a screenshot of the tracking. You can find the tracking for yourself in your blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry that, that you weren't able to see it before. Take full accountability for the things that they did wrong. So that kind of helps a lot. It gains
the customer's always right.
Yes. And you know who said that? Freaking Sam Walton, who started Walmart. And you want to talk about a mega brand. Not that I'm saying Walmart is the best company, but they're a mega brand, and they made it by.
Yeah, they don't believe that anymore.
Well,
I've watched so many people get kicked out of Walmart.
Well, But anyway, so I started it. You may have saw already. I like to throw that in just in case they already saw it. That way they don't think I'm beating a dead horse. You may have saw already, but I just wanted to let you know that your order shipped and your tracking info can be found within your purchase history within your Etsy profile. Smiley face. I'm so excited for you, and I'm absolutely positive that you are going to love your Fantasy Key order, maybe even as much as I love making it for you. Now, this is a little bit of psychology. When you give a feeling to them, when you say that you're predicting how they're going to feel, they will be more inclined to feel the way that you want them to feel if you tell them that they're going to feel that way. And I know that that feels really hokey. I believe, did I read that in Predictably Irrational? It might have been in How We Decide, the book How We Decide, that I recommend a lot. But what this basically does is they don't want, once that is instilled in their head that they're going to love it, they're more likely to love it just because you told them that you think they're going to love it. So that's just kind of a little thing that you can throw in there. And then I throw in, please let me know if you have any questions in the meantime. And if for any reason there is any damage to your order when it arrives, ... We all know how mail carriers can be sometimes, ... This kind of takes a little bit of the blame off of you, because sometimes sellers don't understand that when the package comes damaged, it's not your fault. It's the mail carrier's fault. It's whatever shipping service you use. So you want to throw it in their head. We all know how mail carriers can be. Just let me know. Please don't hesitate to let me know so I can take care of any damages for you. So you're once again giving them that assurance that if for some reason it comes in a million pieces, the mail carriers destroyed the package, you'll take care of them. That way they don't immediately jump in your shop and leave a bad review. You don't want them to leave a bad review. And then I put in like a little hugs and thanks so much again, XOXO Star Lamore. So this is what I send right after I ship the product. Or did we have any questions about this one?
I had a customer complain that their silver ear cuff feels like metal. How would you handle that? Tell them to stop drinking the Kool-Aid.
Jacqueline, what I would do in that case is maybe take a screenshot of your product description and say, hi, Blake. I'm so sorry that you didn't see this in the description. My items clearly state that my products are made out of this material. If you're unhappy with your product, I would be more than happy to, if you accept, I don't think that ear cuffs you would want to accept an exchange due to bodily
grossness. Yeah, no, you probably wouldn't be able to resell that.
No.
Or I wouldn't resell that. It's not nice.
So that's one of those cases where you really just have to make them not feel stupid and kind of validate why they thought that way, which is hard. Sometimes you need to scream. Sometimes you need to just like go in your room and punch
I'm sorry that you don't like the way that it feels. Is there anything that I can do to make the product better for you? Blah, 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 blah.
I do want to point out that it is stated in my listing. You might have missed it, blah, blah, blah. So just try to validate it a little bit.
Yelly reviews. I send a message to buyers thanking them for their review, and I offer them a free product of their choice with their next order. So I may not make any money, but they will most likely leave another review. None have bought again yet, but at some point they will. I only have 4 sales and 3 reviews. Yeah, I would be careful with that because that could end up, if your shop blows up, that could get expensive real quick. And you don't want to make promises when you first start that you can't keep up with.
Right. Here's the thing. So this is something that Renee Christine talked about a long time ago. I can't remember where she talked about it, but she said that when you when you do something, you need to be consistent with it because people will come to expect what you do.
Right.
And people will almost feel it, even though like say that you're offering that free gift and you start getting so many orders that you can't keep up with the free gift. So you stop doing the free gift. Well, it's free. So you wouldn't think that people would get upset that you've stopped doing it.
Oh man, but do they?
But at the same time, they've come to expect that free gift, and you don't want your customers to come to expect something that you can't keep up with.
Man, somebody complained about one of the charms that you put on one of your products once, didn't they?
Yeah, I sent out a package with the charms. I attach a charm on the outside of the package, and it's just a little charm that I tie on there. It's a little heart-shaped lock that says "Made with Love." And one time I was running low on silver jump rings. I needed to use only the silver jump rings for my keys because I had so few. So I used a little gold jump ring to tie on this little charm onto my packaging. I had someone message me very upset that their little charm that I use on my packaging was on a gold jump ring because apparently she liked to put her charm on the chain with her necklace. And every time she ordered, she came to expect receiving that charm on a silver jump ring. This little charm that's worth less than like a penny.
So moral of the story, people pay attention to free stuff.
Yeah.
As much as you might not think that influences their thought of the overall product, it does.
We used to order
big time.
when we were younger. I say younger like we're not in our early 20s. When we were younger, we used to order from this hookah place because we were really into hookahs there for a minute.
For sure.
Like hookahs, like legal tobacco, guys. Get your heads out of shisha. It is, yeah. But anyway, we don't really do that anymore, but it was kind of like the cool thing to do when you were underage and couldn't drink. Anyway, we had this company that always put in Chupa Chup lollipops into our packages. And I remember one time we ordered from them and I didn't get my lollipop.
Oh yeah, I was mad too.
And it was just a lollipop.
Just a free Chupa Chup.
And I was so upset that they didn't put the lollipop in the package.
Well, it's good because like we couldn't get, I don't think they had Chupa Chups in the place anywhere near us that we could buy.
I always got Chupa Chups.
Oh yeah, you did because you put them in your orders.
Yeah, we got.
But when you're actually smoking hookah and you're eating a Chupa Chup at the same time, it's like the most amazing tasting thing ever.
Yeah, they went really good together. So, but it was kind of a pain.
All right. I send a coupon code, 10% off their next order of $20 or more as a packing. It is on the packing side of each order. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
And Royo mentioned limited time only for scarcity. Just make sure you stick to that.
Yeah.
If you're going to do limited time, stick to limited time.
Or say for my first 10 orders, my very first 10 orders will receive.
Yeah, that's an easy way to get away with it. So your free extras weren't up to par. I know, right? Isn't that the dumbest thing ever? I don't understand what goes through the mind of somebody that gets mad that they don't get
the free thing that they wanted. Stuff. The free thing like I don't advertise.
The Chupa Chup was one thing. We weren't really mad. We were just kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
We still ordered from the company, though.
Denise, if I get a message about a problem, especially if they didn't read the sizing or the purchase doesn't fit, it irritates me. So I wait to think about it before. That's a good idea. We do the same thing, too. Sometimes we'll get issues with people where the chains won't fit or something like that. And we clearly put that information in the description.
They just didn't read.
I don't read product descriptions unless it's something specifically that has a size, like a necklace.
Right.
Like I have a giant neck, so I read that kind of thing. And if you're a heavier set person where that chain length is gonna matter, I would think you'd be reading that kind of thing, but not everybody does.
Right.
I love your little charms you send with your necklaces.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Sonora, I had a customer contact me asking if I included a free item with each order because other sellers on Etsy do too.
She was not happy to hear that. No, I do not include free stuff. I only offer amazing coupons. You are not obligated to offer free stuff. And if she's upset, she's not the kind of customer you want.
What a spoiled brat.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah. You don't want that customer.
That's the kind of person that got $100 a day for allowance. You know what I mean?
That's the customer.
Screw that person.
You can fire that customer. You
don't need that customer.
No.
That's bad juju.
Okay.
Give me your opinion on this message. I write to customers. Peaceful greetings. Thank you for your order. We look forward to serving you again. Please post a review when you can. Have a great day. Don't tell them to post a review. We'll get to that in just a minute. But I never recommend saying post a review when you can. Because you don't want everybody posting a review.
Well,
I mean, honestly, because even if your products are great, there's always going to be somebody that doesn't like it. And you don't want to push that person to post a review, because even if they really like the product and it's just not for them, they're going to do what a review is meant for. They're going to be honest. And if they think your product is a 3-star product, they're going to rate it 3 stars.
And not that message is bad, because I can see where you're going from, because this is a short message that you can send quickly. But what I'm going over today, messaging them throughout the transaction, what this does is it develops that customer to buy or that customer to seller friendship almost. And that way, if they get their product and they're not happy with it, they feel like they're friends with you by now, because you've kind of talked to them in a way that makes them feel like a friend. So once that product does arrive, if they're not happy with it, they're more likely, because you just told them, you didn't say message me if you're not happy with it. You said leave a review. So good or bad, you said leave a review rather than
basically asking for a bad review. At that point,
right? If for some reason they're unhappy with it,
it's a little bit of extra work, we know, but we'll go through one of the last swipe file that every customer is going to get. But every customer, regardless of who they are, when they purchase from us, gets 3. Yeah, they get 3 messages: when they purchase it, when it ships, and when it arrives to them.
Right. And
I know that's a lot, or it sounds like a lot of extra work, but with a swipe file, I go through, we usually do it. We ship all of our orders at the same time. And it's something you'll do 10 or 15 at a time. And it takes me 2 minutes to go through and just paste it, put their name in it, and we're done.
And I'll be honest, this one, the arrive one, I don't even have to send it to everybody, because some people message me and let me know that their order arrived and they thank me, or they leave a review. If somebody messages me and thanks me for their order, but they don't leave a review, I don't push it. I don't be like, oh, thanks for letting me know. By the way, let me know again in the reviews. If they thanked me, I just assume, that's fine.
Basically, the point of messaging them this much and not being super annoying about it is to just make them happy with you, because the person that you want leaving the review is the person that wasn't told to do so. They liked your product enough to go leave it a review.
Right.
So at that point, when you're not asking for reviews, you're only going to get 2 people that are reviewing your shop. You're going to get the people that really want to review your product and give you positive reviews because they really like you and they really like what you give them
as a person.
Or the person that doesn't like your product and needs to give you criticism.
They need to vent.
But that's going to happen way less often if you're not asking for reviews, because the people that don't like your products are just going to toss it aside and not think about it again.
Right. They're going to
unless they really hate it. If they really hate it, you're going to get a bad review. But that's not going to happen very often. We've never had it happen. We've never had anything less than a 4-star review. They couldn't be fixed because it was something that they goofed on.
So say that you've sent your swipe file when the order was placed, and you sent your swipe file when the order shipped. Now, the next thing that you want to do, if you have the time to do this, most of you, if I have the time to do it, you guys have the time to do it. I don't always have the time to do it. I will admit there are busy seasons where I do not take this step, but I need to. I need to be taking this step, and you guys do too. So this one is where you look at the tracking of all the orders, maybe once a day, just check all the tracking and see which orders have arrived. If the customer has not already contacted you or left a review that their product has arrived, you're going to do basically a check-in to make sure everything went okay. You're going to make sure that the product wasn't damaged. You're going to make sure that there wasn't any damage to the packaging, and you're going to make sure that the customer was happy. But you're also going to let them know, this is your chance to let me know if you're not happy with the product so I can fix it, rather than them running off and leaving the bad review. So when I see that tracking has showed that the product has arrived to the customer, I say, hi, blank, I see that your order arrived on X day, and I wanted to follow up to make sure that it arrived safe and sound. I worked so hard making it for you. So, you really want to target them. Talk about you. Don't talk about me. Talk about you, the customer. I just wanted to follow up and make sure that it arrived safe and sound. I worked so hard making it for you, so I'm always a little anxious while packages are floating across the map, LOL. So I just want to make sure all is well. If it did arrive and you absolutely love it, and only if you have the time, here's the key. Don't say, go leave me a review if you like it. You say, if it did arrive and you absolutely love it, and only if you have the time. It would help me oodles if you left a quick review so that others know that my shop is the real deal. Plus, good reviews make me do a little happy dance, and then I have a smiley face and dances happily. And this it makes the message really cute. Nobody wants to be the person who keeps you from doing the happy dance. So you're humanizing this experience and not making yourself out to be this auto-generated corporate just company. You want to have that personality, and you want to be humanize this experience because they're shopping on Etsy to buy a product made by humans. Now, if you were running some big Fortune 500 company, this might not be the way to go, but people are shopping on Etsy because they want a handmade product. And if they're buying from you, it's because they put some trust in you as a person, as a human being. So you really want to stand as the face of your company. And
even if you are a big shop, it wouldn't hurt to do something like this. Even if you're making hundreds of sales a month, it would still be good if you have one of your employees send a message like this out.
Right. So you can do this right from your purchase history in your Etsy profile. And for any reason you have any issues with your purchase, and then in quotes or parentheses, I have damage in the mail, I made a devastating error, a mail monster took a bite out of the envelope, etc. Like, I try to throw a little bit of humor in there. It's going to kind of simmer them down a little bit. In parentheses, please don't hesitate to let me know. I know mail carriers can get rough with the mail. So if there's any damage to the product, I want to be able to fix it for you ASAP. You're letting them know that if there's any issue, you are going to fix it for them right away. Thanks so much again. Blank. I close with their name. I want to close on a good note, acknowledging them with their name. So I say, thanks so much again, blank. Insert their name. XOXO Starla Moore. So next one that we're going to read is when you get your positive review, but let's go ahead and catch up on questions real quick.
We didn't have that many.
Okay.
Most people saying that please leave a review so I know that it arrived, or contact me if there's anything I can do for them.
That kind of goes along with what we said previously.
Yeah.
I don't recommend just saying, hey, please leave a review, because you're not saying, you don't want to tell them to do something. You just ask them if they have time. You wouldn't go to the grocery store and tell an employee to do something. You ask them. And you ask them only if they have time. People are busy, and you don't want the person who's stressed out, running around their house with 20 kids you don't want that stressed out person to see that message and be like, oh, well, leave a review, all right. So ask them, and only if you have time. All right. Anything else?
See, I put the physical receipt that they receive that I strive for a 5-star review. So if they aren't happy for any reason, to please contact me. Do you think that's appropriate?
Yeah. Say, I'm really proud of my 5-star reviews. And I always put in that I say, as you know, or as you probably know, because I want to put it, once again, this is another thing where you're telling them how to feel. When you say out loud how they feel or how they should feel, they're more likely to feel that way. So I already imply it in my head that I know that they know. As you probably know, I adore my keys and my customers, and I want you to walk away with the best experience possible. If there's any damage or if you're not happy with your product, please let me know so I can fix it. So
Canfield. Well, hopefully you get to catch up on the replay.
That's okay. There will be a replay if you missed it.
Let's see here, all through Etsy. Yes, Denise. Thank you, Yelly. Kalina, I have awesome customers, and sometimes you get a grouchy one. I agree with your approach. However, I feel it's too many contacts.
And that's fine. If you feel it's too many contacts, don't use it. I'm telling you guys what works best for me. I never have I ever received a bad review. And This is after, I think I'm up to how many sales? Over 6,000, maybe 5,000, 6,000, something. I have a lot of sales. And I have a lot of reviews, and I've never received a bad review.
Yeah.
And this
the bad
is why.
reviews we have gotten have been mistakes that weren't our own, and we were able to do, like we talked about earlier, damage control. We were able to simmer them down and get them to change their review because it wasn't something that we personally did.
Like mail carriers and things.
Right. And if there's ever a time that there's a review that's bad and it's not your fault, it's 100% not your fault and completely out of your control, do damage control.
Yeah,
make sure they understand that, you're sorry that it arrived, and don't put it on them. Obviously,
Right.
It's still your mistake. That's how you should treat it. And they'll eventually work their way back up.
Yeah.
My maiden name is Canfield. Awesome info. I've only sent a message when I should. Oh, wait a second. Coolina.
Okay.
I also think that I get too many emails from Etsy, which I don't mind as I see more sales from that.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I've only sent a message when I shipped. I'll be rewatching and taking notes. Yeah,
That's
definitely. People
So-
like the contact. Just don't be obnoxious.
Yeah, and I've never had anybody complain ever that, packages that they didn't like my amount of messages. I got off track there. I've never had anyone. In fact, most people, I should go in and read a few of the messages I've received. I get people who have received the same messages over and over again, and they say to me, I always look forward to your messages. Like, they love it. So as long as you're structuring these correctly and not just saying, hey, leave me a review, and feeling, making the customer feel like you're demanding it of them, like they're obligated to. You don't want them to feel obligated to. I'm a retired mail carrier. So you were probably much more gentle with your packages. If you guys get on YouTube and look up, there are like horror videos of how some mail carriers handle packages.
Sometimes everybody has a crappy day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're not meaning to take it out on your packages most of the time. Sometimes somebody just has a bad day.
People in every field. There are crappy doctors. There are crappy cops. There are crappy mail carriers. There's crappy people in every field.
Oh, God, you mentioned crappy cops. Here we go.
No, we're not getting in that topic. All right.
All right.
Let's see.
Just like at Christmas, I had a bottle of lotion open and shipping, so I reshipped all the products.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Absolutely. It might take a hit to your wallet, but keeps you from getting that 4-star review or 3-star to 1-star review that makes it where nobody's going to shop from you for a long time.
Rebecca also works for USPS.
Drafting about that. I like your processes. Sometimes when you place an order, you don't hear anything from the shop at all, and you're left wondering a little bit.
I hate that feeling.
I mean, even the shop that I ordered, if you watched our last Strange Things on Etsy video, the order that I placed was from Spain. And they sent me a message like minutes after an order. It wasn't super in-depth, but it was a thank you for your order, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, cool.
Especially that far away.
Far away, yeah. They're doing the right thing.
Right.
And she already ordered again. Yeah, definitely. Those are the kind of people that you get as repeat buyers. Like if something happens, especially with you guys that ship soaps and lotions and oils, and it gets spilled out or whatever in the packaging, you resend it. Those are the people that are going to come back and buy from you again because they're like, this person's the real deal.
Molly said, "Oh my God, I have the best mail carrier." We have a great mail carrier too. She actually, over the summer, she let us know that our neighbor passed away. We had no idea, and she's like, "Hey, you guys, did you know your neighbor passed away?" We're like, "Oh my God!" But yeah, our mail carrier is great. I'm not saying
we're living in what used to be my grandma's house, and they would give her they would exchange Christmas cards every year. She's legit.
We did the same thing on base. We always left a gift for our mail carrier. I didn't get to do it this year.
He was nice.
Yeah.
Cameron, I received a message from a seller I never used asking me to visit their shop. Is this allowed? No, it's definitely not allowed.
You can't yes, I would report it. You can't just bounce around and message people who have liked your shop.
That's spam. That's spammy. If I don't want if I wanted your products, I would come to your shop.
Yeah, that's desperate. You guys, I know that you guys aren't crazy enough to do that.
That's like if somebody from Home Depot came and knocked on your door and said, "Hey, you want to come shop at Home Depot?" Like, no, I don't. Stop.
Away.
Screw off.
Let's
see.
How do you know?
I placed a message related to weather because that lets the customer know that sometimes deliveries will be delayed. What do you guys do?
That's a good idea. You can usually let them know. I always do that. If I know that
we do that with holidays too.
Yeah, I change my swipe files during times that I know, like storms, winter storms. I say things like, just a heads up, weather here is pretty cray-cray. We've had a lot of storms that have delayed mails. I know how frustrating this can be. I truly do apologize. I'm frustrated as well. So if you have any questions about delays, or if it looks like your package is delayed, don't hesitate to let me know so I can take a look at it. I just wanted to, let you know in advance that it might be 1 or 2 days off than your normal shipping times. So
how do you know when you have a repeat customer?
When you have a repeat customer, it's going to actually show beside their name in your orders. A repeat customer will have a green star beside their name. So that's how you know that it's a repeat buyer. And usually when you look at this customer, you can see how many orders they've placed in the past and how much money they've spent in your shop. So
Ramona Box, is there a reason why it seems some leave a review within a week and others it's within a month? I've had customers ask me to send them a link so they can write a review. So believe it or not,
Etsy actually sends you a message. If you have the app, they'll tell you, what did you think of blah, blah, blah's product? And it'll come right to your phone. So if they have the Etsy app, usually what happens is I get all my reviews in one day. And that's because the Etsy app sent everybody who received a package that week, an update that says, please leave a review of your product from blah, blah, blah.
Right. And believe it or not, there are some people that'll order things online, receive it, and not open it for a month. I know it sounds crazy, but there are people like that out there. Or they put it aside and it's something that they don't need all the time and then they use it or they put it on depending on what it is. And they're like, oh yeah, I forgot. I need to leave a review for this.
Let's go ahead and read this last swipe file and then we'll get back to questions.
We do have a few more.
All right. So the last one you're going to send, and then we'll get to the rest of the questions. The last ones that you're going to send is if the person leaves a positive review. Now, obviously, if they leave a negative review, you're going to want to message them, say, hey, what can I do to gain, what could I have done better? I want to improve my shop. I'm sure that you can tell that I love what I do. What could I do to make this experience better for you? And is there anything that I could do to maybe influence you to change your mind? Or, would you consider revising your review if I issued you a full refund? Because you don't want that bad review. But most of the time you're going to get a positive review after you go through this swipe file process. And when people leave me a positive review, I just pop in and I say, you are seriously the best. I just saw your review and it quite literally made me do a happy dance. Thanks so much for taking the time to do that. It means so much. Have a wonderful start to your week, end of your week, weekend, whatever it is. XOXO Starla Moore. I just kind of change up the last part about their week. So short, super short. You don't want to burden them. Just thanks so much. Means a lot. It means so much that you took time out of your day to do that. And people usually love getting thanked for taking the time to do, something out of their day. So. All
right. Let's see here. Linda, there's a couple on Etsy that use that tactic as part of their Etsy training. If somebody favors your item to spam them.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can tell them we said that's a terrible idea because you're asking for a bad review by doing that. Because if you mess up something, even the tiniest little thing after you ask somebody to buy from your damn shop.
If
they favorite your item to message them, I still wouldn't do that.
That's
still spammy.
Yeah, that's awful. Don't do that.
I don't think it's against terms and conditions, but it's spammy.
I think
and
it
Lisa,
is.
yes, I like unique questions. You can go ahead and post it below, and I'll read it when we get to it.
Lisa, I almost wore your necklace today, but I decided not to because I've got I don't know. My chest has been all rashy, and I didn't want to wear anything super heavy today.
All right. Jay Sweeney. Oh, that's a big message.
This is Jenny.
Jenny?
Yes.
All right. Starla Mark. We're new and we have 60 sales in our first 3 months. Congratulations.
Awesome.
We had a lot of hard work over Christmas making fairy gardens. I sent message to everyone after delivering through Etsy messaging only to get no reply. Do you use their email or Etsy messaging? We use Etsy messaging.
Yes.
We have half and half. They will either message first and say how much so-and-so loved it, love our craftsmanship, but the other half we do not get any response. It makes me sad because I still remember every single kit I made. Not everybody likes to respond to messages. I personally, as much as we as much as we govern our shop and what we do, I don't message sellers back like when they message me, because generally when I buy stuff online, I'm buying a bunch of stuff at one time and I don't want to message all those people back. Expect some people to not message you back from time to time.
Don't feel bad about it, and don't bug them for reviews or Yeah,
if they don't message you back, let it go.
And you know what? If they liked it, they're more likely to just not say anything than they are to say something. Honestly,
if they don't like it, you're probably not going to hear the end of it.
Yeah. So if they don't like it, don't worry. They'll let you know. So I would just let it go. Don't feel bad about it. You're still a very new shop. That's not, though it's a lot of sales for a short period of time, it's still not a lot of sales. And And in time, you will get those reviews. So don't worry too much about it. I know that it's hard at first because everything feels very personal, but in time, it's one of those things that you're going to adapt to and you're going to get very used to it. Most of my customers don't leave reviews, but I know that they're happy with their products because they keep buying. So,
all right. Crystal Lynch said, I don't open my packages right away. You see, the thing is, most of the time when I receive something online, it's something I either really, really need or really, really want. And I'm like a 5-year-old when I get a package from Amazon. I have to see it. And not to mention, it's actually a good idea if you can to open your packages as soon as possible. Because the longer you wait, if there's something broke in that, or there's something messed up and you wait like a month to open your stuff and then you finally message the seller. Thing is, the seller can see when the object gets to you or when the product gets to you. So if you message them a month later and you're like, oh, it was broken shipping, they're going to be like, oh, BS. You broke it. It's been a month. So I prefer to open things right away just in case. Let's see, or does President have to wait to hear back? Oh, yeah, that's why I get a ton of reviews on the same day.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I've never received a thank you for a good review. That is so nice. Yeah, I mean, you should definitely send thank yous for the good reviews. They took their time out of their day to leave a message for someone that they're never going to see in person.
Like, yeah, always thank them. I mean, they did something nice for you. If somebody does something nice for you, holds a door open for you, you're going to thank them. They're people too, Your customers are people.
Snappy doodles. See, I'm a FedEx delivery driver. Most damage is done before I get it, but I know people blame me. That's okay because I understand I'm the face they see. Yeah, right. Most people don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. It's not. They think it's just the one person who's going from place to place to place. Wow. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're never going to get away from that.
Right.
Sue, I have only received 5-star reviews, but I've wondered about the shops who receive less and add comments below the negative review. Would you respond publicly like that? Not right away.
Yeah, there are two things.
Think about it real hard.
Here's the thing. When you post a public response on a bad review, you therefore are basically saying that you're not going to dispute it to Etsy because once you respond, Etsy won't delete it. So say that somebody leaves you a bad review because the product got delayed in shipping. There was a big snowstorm, but they leave a review because it was a bad review because it was late. That was out of your control. You can dispute that with Etsy or say that they didn't read the description. Maybe they bought something and they said, oh, this was the wrong size, but the size was clearly stated. You can dispute that to Etsy and Etsy will remove it. But if you
respond,
yeah, you can't dispute it
anymore.
Right. And, it's usually best to try to contact the buyer first, let them know, and, really, really try to sympathize with them, show them that you understand where the confusion could have occurred, even if you don't, really, really sympathize with them and let them know that, if there's anything that you can do to change the review, to let you know. But don't post that public response unless you are positive that Etsy won't take it down. And you're positive that you can't get them to change their mind and change that review. That would be the only time to respond.
See, Olga Zaitspev. Hi, Starla. Any tips on how to implement it to digital goods?
Digital goods, I think that with digital goods, since you guys are able to send those instantly, you could just kind of reduce the number of swipe files. Maybe instead go ahead and let them know that you received their order and where they can find their digital product. It's been emailed to you or however you send your digitals. And then maybe give it a couple days and then send them an update to say, hey, just checking in to see how you like it. How's it going? Do you have any suggestions, recommendations? Is there anything I could do to improve the product? Your feedback is really appreciated. And if you did like it, feel free to leave a review here. So maybe just reduce the number of swipe files for digital products.
Let's see.
Lisa.
Yep. Linda.
Oh.
I know it's against terms of use, yet they're telling their students to do this. They're talking about that other YouTube channel.
Yeah, you know what?
If you know the name of the channel,
private message.
Yeah, PM it to us. Don't post it in here, but PM it to us.
Yeah.
I just wondered if some people don't get back on Etsy. Yeah, I mean, that's always a possibility too.
Especially people who check out as guests.
Let's see. Okay, this is Lisa's question, which I think it goes over multiple posts here. So. Okay. Had a customer place an order on Cyber Monday. So this November we're talking about. Sent November 29th, received it back yesterday. I tried emailing, returned, no receipt, undelivered. The packages had multiple markings on it for vacant, undeliverable, etc. I think maybe just refund, but if their email isn't active and their address is bad, I don't want their money floating around in nowhere Cyberville, so help.
I've had this happen 3 times where I've sent an order It has just arrived back to me and shown as undeliverable. I've tried to communicate to the customers. The customers haven't responded. I've done both. I'll be honest with you. I have done both things. In one case, I just immediately sent the refund. I let the customer know I've tried to message you on this date, and this date. I haven't been able to contact you, so I went ahead and issued you a full refund for your product. I had another occasion where something similar happened. We were in the middle of a move, and I hate to say it, and this sounds terrifying. We very much suspect that this person passed away.
Yeah, we're pretty sure she did.
We're very, very sure that the person passed away because she really wanted the product. She was keeping constant communication. If she didn't pass away.
And then she just disappeared off the face of the earth. So she either died or went into witness protection or something because she just disappeared off the face of the earth.
She had a Facebook profile and everything. She was in my key club. I had communicated with her on multiple occasions.
Yeah, she stopped posting on Facebook too.
Her account disappeared. Yeah. Everything was gone. And for that reason, I kept the package. And I know it's as silly as it sounds. I still have that package over there. And this has been over a year. I kept the package. I messaged her on multiple occasions. I let her know I was worried about her. And I kept the package. And I still have it because I don't know what happened to her. So if something like that happens, I can understand. I did not refund that one because I was afraid for her well-being. I don't know what happened to her. But of course, I kept the package and I kept all of my records of that transaction. That way, if she ever comes out of the blue, I can either refund her or send her her set. But in most cases, I would just send a refund, honestly. That way they can't leave a review. Because if you cancel the transaction and send a refund, then they can't leave a bad review.
All right, back up to here now. Roya, would you consider doing a video covering all the steps of getting an order through shipping and those steps after the item arrives, like a walkthrough for beginner Etsy shop owners like me?
You mean like actually shipping the package and things? A lot of people ask me to do shipping tutorials, but the thing is, my packages all are the exact same size and weigh the exact same. So unless I was shipping things that were all different, that it wouldn't help you guys because my packages are very different than yours. And then there comes the privacy thing where I'm going to have to blur out the addresses of the customers who are ordering. That way you guys can't see it. The walkthrough is going to be really difficult. That's the only reason I haven't done like a shipping thing. I've showed you guys how I package my products. But in most cases, I feel like there's just so much out there in the Etsy forums to teach you exactly how to go into Etsy, print your labels. If you're using Etsy, you can use stamps.com if you want. You know, I feel like there's a lot out there for you guys. And I really appreciate that you guys are entrusting me to do it. But I don't ship a vast enough variety of products in sizes and weights, different boxes and packaging. Everything for me is the exact same size. And for some of you who are shipping larger products or products that require boxes or flat rate packages, there's not a lot that I can do to help you because I've not done it, you know? Right. So that's the only reason that I haven't. But if you have any suggestions or anything that you feel would apply to everybody that I could do with my current packages, the size that they are without me having to, you know, ship something that I wouldn't normally ship, feel free to let me know and I can try to do something like that in the future. I just got to make sure that it helps everyone and not just one person. All right.
What you think of this message I send? Hi, XYZ. Wanted to send you a quick note and thank you for your 5-star review. I tried very hard to make everyone feel great. And then the other half, it's feedback like yours that can help me create with a smile on my face every day. It was truly a pleasure to serve you. Thank you. Best regards.
That sounds fine. Sounds great to me. Sounds perfect. You know, there's really no bad way to thank somebody. Just thank them, you know.
So. Let's see. Hello from MacArthur, California. Cynthia. We officially moved in from Denver. I still need to message people back and catch up.
Yeah, I would say that if it's been like over a week since they've left a review or something, don't worry about it. Things like that. Don't worry about it if it's been over a week.
All right. This one, I read this earlier. Okay. Somebody left me a 1-star review saying it had been a month since they ordered it and nothing had arrived. They had only placed their order a week ago and it had just been sent. Etsy refused to remove the review saying it didn't violate terms and conditions. Of course, I had contacted the customer as well, but she didn't remove the review despite lying in her review. I would keep up with Etsy. Yeah,
that to me, it sounds like somebody in Etsy customer service might have either got like an auto-generated thing or, you know, maybe somebody didn't actually take
Hammer them. Like,
hammer them nonstop.
Nonstop. And make sure you elaborate the best that you can. Don't just send them a message like, this review's fake, please remove it. Like, you need to elaborate.
Right. Screenshots, anything that you can provide.
Yeah.
Usually when you talk to Etsy, you can provide screenshots.
Yeah, provide the screenshot with like the order date, the ship date. Like, you can see all of that kind of stuff. And then if there's any tracking information that you can take a screenshot of, screenshot that and send it all to Etsy. And keep sending it to them. You'll get the review down eventually. It might just take some time.
Yeah, I've contacted Etsy and had very personal responses back from Etsy. You just kind of got to keep up with it because, you know, a lot of people message Etsy with problems that weren't really problems. So just keep up with them.
Let's see, Kalina. One thing I have a problem is that people give emails they don't check back. People don't like to read, and then when I want to ask a question, sometimes they don't respond.
Oh, you mean like your do you mean like they ask a question or something? Or are you talking about as a customer or as a seller? Like you want to ask a question as a customer and the seller isn't responding, or you need to ask your customer a question like, hey, you placed this order. I need to double check your address because the address is coming up, you know, wrong. Sometimes that happens with us, you know, where a customer, like they'll order a customized product, but they won't tell me what they want it customized with. Or
oh God, that's annoying. A lot of the times we just refund.
Refund those, yeah.
If they're not willing to pay attention to the description, like it clearly says that it's a custom piece. Like that's so dumb.
I try usually 3 times throughout the week, and if they haven't replied to me within a week, I just refund the order. Yeah, because it's better than them leaving you.
Where's my product?
Yeah, exactly. Like
I'm stupid, but where's my product?
Don't call your customers stupid, please. This is
not in a direct message. You can say it to yourself or to your spouse or anybody else, just not to your customer.
I have like a beauty blender that I keep on my desk that I do my makeup with.
I just curse a lot.
I just squeeze my beauty blender like. I need a fidget like toy. Like I have a fidget cube. I need to just.
I have mine right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see. Roughly how long after delivery do you think will be okay to contact the customer? This is the step I'm nervous about. Right when you see that it arrived.
Yeah, right away. Just because, say that it arrived damaged.
It's probably going to take them a little while to check their email, see the message, go to the message and see it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, don't wait. Do it
right away.
Yeah, that way, because, they're not going to see it as you prying for a review. They're going to see it.
If you send it a week after it arrives, they might think you're prying for a review.
Right.
So just do it as soon as possible.
You want to really structure it. Like the review should be just the PS, that should not be the main purpose of the message. The purpose of the message, in their eyes at least, is you checking to make sure everything's okay, that it arrived safe. That should be the first thing that they think, okay, well, this seller's just trying to make sure that everything's cool, everything's good. It's all good.
I haven't had this much coffee in forever. I'm freaking wired.
I'll drink the rest.
No, you're not. It's pretty much gone.
Oh.
Let's see, Lisa. I hadn't thought of trying to track her down on Facebook. I'll do that too to just see if there's anything like that. Yeah, just be careful with what you do. Don't send any personal information or any personal, what we call PII, personally identifiable information.
Yeah.
Addresses, phone numbers, card information. Just don't send any of that, and you're fine.
Yeah, if I have a customer like that and I know how to get a hold of them on Facebook, I usually just assume, a lot of people don't check back their emails and Etsy.
If you don't have a big group and the customer isn't part of your group, something like that, you might be contacting the wrong person. So just be careful what you say.
Yeah, just make sure that you know exactly. You have to be certain that this is the customer.
Hi, I'm trying to look for a customer that placed an order in my shop. Does this happen to be you?
Yeah,
just be as open as you can. I'll look for those other videos. I'm just looking for an order of operations to ensure no missteps as I navigate Etsy.
For shipping, it's really straightforward, and Etsy will let you know if your shipping is wrong. You just go into your shipping labels, print the label, size of the package, type of shipping that you want to do. You can look at it. You can look at the price before you print it, put in the weight. You could use a small scale. I usually recommend estimating over the weight of the package. For example, our packages weigh about 2 ounces. We put them at 5 ounces. It doesn't cost any more because I think that everything under 8 ounces is the same price. So we overestimate how many ounces the package weighs. That way it looks better to overestimate than to underestimate. And just do everything, especially with customs forms, international orders, go through, just be honest. It'll tell you exactly what you need to fill out, what's in the package, the value of the product. That way, if there are any duty fees, import taxes, blah, 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 the customer is responsible for those. And Etsy pretty much walks you through everything. So
And then she said, I'm really nervous about my shop lunch once I finally post my products. Honestly, I wouldn't be too nervous.
It's only you're only nervous because it's unknown territory.
Right. It is, and it's nervous, or it's normal to be nervous. But honestly, once you're a couple years in and you have a couple thousand sales and you have a few hundred like constant fans and repeat buyers, having like your biggest launch ever is going to be way more nerve-wracking than first opening your shop. I promise. So don't let this get to you too much. You'll get used to it and it'll become second nature pretty quick.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, guys. The worst part is I don't want to publicly reply, as then it won't be removable. I'm a little scared of Etsy, to be honest, but I'll follow up with it. Thank you.
Don't be afraid of Etsy.
Don't be afraid of them, and definitely don't respond to it. I would just keep hounding on Etsy first, because that person's obviously a piece of crap. So
he wasn't gonna say crap. You know what? Give it a month. Like, go through February. I'm sure that Etsy's probably pretty swamped with holiday people who didn't get their stuff. I would just give it until the end of February, and if you do not get a response from Etsy, maybe then that's your cue to post that public response. But until then, every single day, I would be sending emails.
All right. When I need to contact a customer with a question, I send a message with a deadline, letting them know to get back to me within X days because I need to ship by the promised date.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Just don't be too aggressive with it.
Yeah,
I think canceling the order is a great idea if they don't respond by then. Yeah,
yes.
that's what we do. If it's something that has to that needs their correspondence, you can give them a deadline. If you're not super comfortable with it, let it go out like 2 weeks. But it just depends on your shipping standards, because if you have your product set to ship in a week, and they don't get with you within that week, like Etsy's going to see that you haven't printed that shipping label and it's going to fall back on you. So just be careful with how far you set the deadlines. I don't think it
actually falls back on you that much, but it doesn't. I don't think that it really looks.
Yeah, but you don't want a bunch of products not shipping on time.
Right.
Especially if the person isn't getting back to you and they don't see your message and then they finally get back on Etsy to check their shipping because it's been 2 weeks and it hasn't shipped. Like that, you're going to have a pissed off customer. So.
Yeah, and at least they'll be mad because it's their fault, and you refunded, not your fault for just not shipping. So.
Let's see, Kalina, I placed instructions with a picture, and that helped a lot. But I need to add another about checking their emails.
Yeah, I mean, visuals are always good too. I like, when I send my first initial message around the holidays, the one where they place the order and I thank them for their purchase, we included a photo of me working on all the keys, and that. It took a little extra time, but during the holidays, just like a little pro tip, if you have a photo of you working on their exact product, that makes them really excited to see. So if you say, I'm working on your product right now, they love to see things like that.
Let's see, Hannah, sending with tracking from the UK is so expensive. So I offer Tracked as a shipping upgrade, but then always get customers asking where their order is when they haven't chosen Tracked. Yeah,
you just got to point it out to them. Say, I only offer, due to the price of tracking, I only offer tracking when requested. You can find that for future purchases, you can find this information here. I state it here. Here's a screenshot. I truly apologize if you didn't see this information. Tracking standard for my current location costs X dollars. If you'd like this included with future purchases, you can always let me know and I can make sure that your package is tracked. Because after you've shipped it, there's nothing you can do. So I would put it in your photo slots on Etsy, add it to a photo slot that says, tracking cost X extra due to our location.
Just not your first one.
No, like last photo slot.
Anytime I order from anybody, I constantly check the tracking of my packages. I check daily. I do that anyway, because like I said, when I order something online, I'm like a 5-year-old. I can't wait to get it. On Wednesday, I have a wireless mouse, right? So instead of having to plug it in to charge it, Logitech makes a mouse pad that has the same technology that your phone has, or some phones have, where it wirelessly charges.
On the pad?
But the whole mouse mat charges it. So I literally never have to charge my mouse. It just sits on there. It's $100. I ordered it on Wednesday. I checked the tracking yesterday just to see if it was going to show up a day early, even though I know it's going to show up today.
Yeah.
I check my shipping every day. And that's a good way to know, if something has a week or longer shipping, it's a good idea to check it at least once every other day, just in case it gets delayed or something like that, and you're not ended up super pissed at a seller for no reason. So I would check it every other day at the very least.
You said a wordy dirt.
Pissed.
He said a wordy dirt on my channel.
This isn't a bad word.
That is.
No, it isn't.
Is that a bad word? Guys, let us know in the comment.
No, that's bullshit. Pursue Plasma. If a customer isn't happy and wants to return the item, do you ask for them to pay return shipping? That doesn't feel right to me.
I don't. I personally, if they're not happy with the item, I don't ask them to pay the shipping, I go ahead and
usually refund the shipping through PayPal.
yeah, I usually if they're not happy with their order, I just refund everything. You know, it's only a few dollars, so like it's not that big a deal unless you're shipping a massive, huge piece of furniture.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, it doesn't cost us a fortune to make our product, so we don't take a super huge hit.
No, I wouldn't. I would refund if they were genuinely unhappy. You know, do what it's going to take to make them happy, even if it doesn't make you happy.
Carmen, my first package, I walked into the post office and let them know that I had never shipped before. And they're very helpful. I've continued to ask them many questions. Yeah, I mean,
Us too.
It's their freaking job. Don't be afraid to ask them questions.
Yeah, our post guy.
It's like going to a restaurant and asking the waiter what they put on the chicken, and they'll be like, "It's a secret."
It's a secret.
Like, no, it's not going to happen. Let's see here. Hannah, I do the same thing. For me, shipping to the USA with Tracked is double the price of my products. It's just not worth it, and customers never pay the upgrade.
Yeah. Just offer it.
Yeah.
As long as you're offering.
As long as they're not giving you a bad review because of it, you should be okay.
Right.
Okay, so I had one customer who bought from Mexico and she's not received it yet. She contacted me and I told her she needs to go to her local post office and use the tracking number.
I would just be careful about the way that you approach people. Let them know that you'll stand with them because that happens sometimes. I just had an order to Italy that did not arrive. So I just constantly updated the person. I said, okay, due to the holidays and, it might be stuck in customs. I tell them, give it 1 week and I let them know the day. Let me know by Monday of next week if you've seen any changes with your tracking,
right.
Or if it's arrived. If there have been no changes as of Monday, next week, I will either refund your purchase or reship your product for you because this literally just happened. And I'll let them know. I know how frustrating this is. I'm so sorry. I do so, I would really emphasize, I take so much care of my product and it really, really makes me sad to know that, that it got stuck in customs or that, it's been delayed. I don't know what possibly could have happened, but as a seller, I take full responsibility and I will make sure that you get your product or at least your refund. So just be sure to let them know that you're staying with them. Don't just say, well, here's your tracking, go off on your own, do your thing.
And make sure you understand that some countries have taxes on certain kinds of products. So for those of you guys that make consumable products like soaps and things like that, some countries have ridiculous taxes on products like that. Like Brazil, for instance, has an insane tax on electronics. Like to buy a PlayStation, it's like $1,000 for them there.
Yeah.
In some cases, I don't know if that's still the case. I know with the PS2 that was a big deal, but
yeah.
Just keep in mind that sometimes products just won't arrive. Like for us, Pakistan, for instance, we don't ship to Pakistan anymore. We can't because they do not arrive. We have never had a product show up to a person there. We had one that showed back up here. I think that we tried
Russia.
That was Russia, yeah. But we've never had a product show up to Pakistan, and it's going to end up getting us a bad review. So we don't ship there anymore because they just don't show up.
And we don't have it on our account like that. There aren't a lot of countries that you shouldn't ship to. Don't blacklist a country.
Yeah, definitely don't blacklist them without a reason.
Right. And if I just get an order to a place like that, first of all, I message the customer and I let them know, hey, I see that you placed an order. I just want to let you know that usually when I ship packages to your country, unfortunately, they get stuck in customs and they never arrive. If you want me to, I can go ahead and try to ship your package, but I just want to give you the heads up because we have had a lot of instances with your country in the past, and I want to make sure that you get the product that you paid for. So if you'd like me to cancel your order, then I want to be able to do that for you. So, and don't put anything in there that might imply that it's due to like a racial thing or an ethnicity.
Yeah,
thing.
No, don't ever put it in there, even though there's a good chance that is what it is.
Yeah.
Definitely don't say
we were shipping from our military base.
Right. We were shipping from Beale Air Force Base to Pakistan.
Yeah, it didn't look good. So
yeah, everybody kind of knows that we do Middle East shit there. So
yeah.
Stuff.
Stop saying it.
I can't help it.
Don't say bad words.
Let me be me. Don't blame them at all. But when they ask me, there's no tracking information, though it clearly says untracked service. Yeah, just send them a nice message and say, yes, you chose blah, 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 blah.
Make a swipe file. That sounds like something you need a swipe file for.
If it's happening frequently, make a swipe.
Swipe files for everything.
Handle international. We kind of covered all that.
How do you handle international customers? Well,
we kind of just covered that.
Yeah. If you have a specific question about international customers, let me know.
My last package I sent sat at New York airport for a week.
That happens sometimes.
That does happen, and there's also, I mean, there is outbound customs. So I mean, they do check packages going out of the country. It's a very low %, but they do it.
And here's the thing: if you see that the tracking for somebody's order stalled and they haven't contacted you, contact them first. Let them know, hey, I've been watching your tracking and it looks like it might be held up in this location. I just wanted to keep you updated. I don't know what the problem could have been. It's, maybe be like, say, I noticed that there is a storm in that area, or I noticed that there is some bad winter weather in that area. So this might be the problem. I just want to make sure to keep you updated. And if I see any changes in your tracking, I'll let you know. And make a note of it. Check back every day. Check that person's tracking.
Rhonda says my post guy asked for a business card because I'm in there so often. I dropped him off a full bar of soap last week. Yeah, that's what we did. That's what we did to our post office guy in California.
Yeah, I left him. I took him a special key right after we left.
See, the thing is, once we left the country, once you get a good rapport with your mail guy, if you're doing a drop off for your mail, I mean, they're more likely to let you just skip the freaking line, go straight to the front, and just drop your packages off, and let everybody else in the building look mad at you for you just dropping your stuff off on the counter.
I prepaid, and I did not wait in that line. I would just scoot to the front of the line. I'd be like, "Here, Brett, here's my stuff. See you tomorrow." And people would just stare at me, but they'd give me those dirty looks, and I'd be like, "They're prepaid."
Let's see. I feel like it's not worth mailing international. My products are a lot of work, and I can't say I will replace them.
Don't. If you don't,
you don't have to ship international.
I will say, don't be too intimidated by international, because in my time in business, I've had 4 international orders disappear out of over 5,000 orders. Only 4 have gone off the grid. It's not going to happen very often. And most of my market, I would say, a little less than half of my market is international. So I wouldn't, do it out of fear.
Megan said he needs to borrow soap. She's saying I'm a dirty boy, sweetie.
He needs a jar of soap. You know what we have sitting right beside the desk? If you guys watched our last Weird Stuff on Etsy series, what's the name of the shop? So I can at least give her Aubrey Elizabeth Apothecary. Here, hold this card up. This is the
soap. I need to hold the card up. I ain't your maid.
My maid. My little maid.
Except it's backwards.
It is backwards. But it'll
show up normal for that.
Yeah, this is the burger soap that we got for our Weird Stuff on Etsy. And all I can smell is this pickle smells so much like cucumber. And that's all my office smells like. I don't want to use it because it all comes apart. The whole burger does. It's all soap.
Let's see here. What's up? Idea for a shipping video, adding international shipping to your profile.
I mean, yeah, I could probably do that. I feel like it's kind of out there for you. It's all you got to do is kind of turn on that you accept international orders within your
set your prices.
Yeah, and prices will just depend on weight. And like I said, I can't cover that because my products all weigh the same, and I would actually have to have a product to, at a different weight to put that information in.
Let's see here. How do you cancel an order after a full refund? Thanks.
In the right-hand corner of your order, once you see the order, you'll see the order options, and you can cancel the transaction in the right-hand corner. And it usually takes about a day for that transaction to disappear from your account.
There are also special rules to shipping jewelry to other countries, and it's up to the seller to know the rules. Keep in mind that the rules may change, so I limit what countries I ship to.
I think that's an art-related thing.
Yeah, it's taxes, outbound taxes. Like in some countries, you ship to somebody, they probably get a slip in the mail for them having to pay a specific price for them to actually receive it. It's an import tax.
Yeah. I wouldn't be too scared, though, about shipping international. Just...
Let's see here. I go to the front of the line now too. The glares, especially around the holidays.
Yeah, dropping off packages is always fun during the holiday when you have prepays.
I love it. I love making people angry at me and they can't do anything about it. See, Megan, it's satisfying, isn't it? I had my hubby put in the biggest mailbox he could find, and our mailman thanked us.
Oh, that's a good idea. We need a bigger mailbox. Ours is so little and dinky.
Yeah. Most people will bend over backwards for nice customers.
That's
Heck yeah,
true.
they will, because they deal with crappy people all day long.
Yeah, and you know what? You should be thanking every person who does service people are so underappreciated. And those bad freaking mail carriers, the ones that you see slinging packages, how many thank yous do you think they've received in their life? That's probably why they act the way they do. Be nice to those people. Leave gifts in your mailbox around the holidays.
Why did you raise your shipping prices again? Those are the people they deal with all day.
Yeah.
Yes, cheeseburger soap. Yes, cheeseburger soap.
Yes, cheeseburger
Don't
soap.
give them any. Oh, could be worse. I could, with the swearing, you could be singing Blink 182 Family Reunion. I don't like Blink 182.
Yeah. Yeah. We actually just had this talk a couple days ago that I never got into Blink 182 or Newfound Glory.
It's not that they're bad. They're just not my style. It's like people get mad at me that I say I don't like Korn or that I don't like System of a Down. I think System of a Down is the worst sounding band to come out in the last 20 years.
It has nothing to do with their ethnicity or anything. We just don't like their music.
I don't like their music. They're just not my style. Their guitarist is freaking amazing, but their music just makes me puke. See here.
My favorite band is Bayside.
My favorite band is Whitechapel.
Which is very scary and loud and aggressive, so don't go.
Sonora K. My carrier picks up my orders from my mailbox, and I don't drive them anywhere. We need to do that too.
Yeah, we
just haven't done that yet.
We need to get the big white bin to put ours out too.
Let's see here. I don't ship international because so many countries have restrictions on cosmetics such as soaps. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah,
you got to be really careful with any consumable product.
Yeah, consumables, and you know what? The shipping to countries like that, because soap is heavy. Soap is really heavy, and they're not paying that much for the soap, but they're really going to hurt with the shipping. So I completely understand when it comes to soaps and things like that. It's really hard to ship international. So that would be the exception, because with jewelry, it's not really as big of a deal.
I send out an insert with orders offering 15% off their next purchase for leaving a review on the product they bought, and I've seen positive results from you. Just curious about your results. If it's working for you, it's working for you.
Yeah, if it's working, don't change your system. I definitely wouldn't change your system, but I might throw into that insert if you decide to ever update it. Say, and if you're not happy with your product, please let me know so I can fix it for you. Like, you really want to stress that you'll fix it if they're not happy.
What about Metallica? I was in one of my first bands was a Metallica cover band, followed by a Nirvana cover band because I went through a grunge phase. They said Bon Jovi, Aerosmith. So if it's a band that was from more than 20 years ago, my favorites would be either Pink Floyd, just because I'm a nut about Pink Floyd, or Rush, who I've seen live and is probably the best live show I've ever seen.
You've seen Kiss live too, haven't you?
Kiss was amazing live too. I just don't necessarily care for Kiss that much. So they just put on a great show. They're one of those bands like War. I would never listen to a War CD, but they put on a hilarious show, so why not?
Grandma in a Box.
I had a customer, Air Force pilot in Saudi Arabia, I think it was, that ordered something for his son here in the States. I get a message just stating need a replacement. I would say, care to elaborate? Why?
Yeah, and you should have a policy that you guys should have a time frame that they can contact you. If you don't put out that you offer replacements for life, you need to have a time frame, that states how far it'll go. And if it's been a while since they placed, when did they place the order? Was it a recent order? I asked what was wrong, and he was not a happy camper. He said his son hadn't received his birthday gift. I said, give me a few minutes to look into it, and I found the mail carrier had delivered it to the wrong address. Ooh, I would let him know, and I would just send a new product. Honestly, I would let him know everything that you have, send screenshots, show him exactly what you're seeing, let him know that, it wasn't at your fault, tell him that you did everything that you did or that you could have done as a seller, that you take pride in your products and you're so sorry that this happened. Maybe even if you really want to go above and beyond, say, even though it was the fault of the postal service, I want you to walk away with a good experience. So I've issued you a 50% refund if you can kind of stretch it and then resend the product. So that's what I would do. I would offer a 50% refund just to avoid getting a bad review. But if you can't stretch that, then just let them know that you did everything in your power to make sure that the product arrived, and go ahead and resend it if you can. Okay.
She kept going.
Okay. Yeah.
I called the post office and asked them. So I told the customer what was happening, told the post office customer would be down to pick it up, and they said fine.
Okay. Well, that's fine then. Okay. That's fine then.
Just had to cancel a soap order that's the other day. Small flat rate was $43 to ship to Canada.
Yeah.
Screw that.
Yeah, in those cases,
Unless their order was more than that, then no thank you.
Yeah, I would definitely, for those of you who sell soap and cosmetics and heavy things, I would really look at your shipping prices and consider, that would be the case where I would say that it's okay to just send to US. So
Shea Sweetie. Hair bands, I just learned to love them. I'm 49. Not for me. Yes, Rush. That's another one of the bands I don't really listen to on my own. I just put on a great show. See here, Suicidal Tendencies. I saw War live. Not War, Gwar. Gwar.
War.
I was country, but my hubby was a bad influence. Yeah, I'm not a country person. Can't do it. How can you read this and talk? I'm very impressed. That actually comes from my military experience because I was an analyst and I constantly had to be looking at a computer screen and talking to people. So it kind of develops over time.
And his eyes look so pretty and blue when he's talking to the camera. Look how pretty they are.
Thanks.
So pretty. Tell him how pretty he is in the comments.
Don't tell me how pretty I am.
Tell him how pretty.
No Mark, Metallica. Yeah, I answered that. I was in a Metallica cover band.
Yeah.
I like Metallica. I don't like new Metallica. They need to stop. They should have stopped at the Black album.
All right.
Let's see here. Now I listen to his powwow drums, flutes, or classic rock. You do you. You do you, boo. See here. Starlight, have you ever tried out something like Nerd Wax to keep your glasses from sliding down? It absorbs. Yeah. Actually, we just watched a review of that on Matthias's channel. If anybody knows who Matthias is.
We love Matthias.
Oh, I love his videos. We've watched all of his Amazon and eBay
product
videos.
Reviews.
He does product reviews, but he's brutally honest.
And he's funny.
He's hilarious. But yeah, he gave it a positive review.
Yeah.
I'd be worth trying. She doesn't ever have any problems keeping her glasses up. So
here's the thing. It's more of a habit now. And a lot of the times they won't even be sliding down. I've worn glasses ever since I was in elementary school, so this is just a habit for me, and I prefer glasses over contacts. So I've got one pair that you see me wearing it occasionally, but it drives me crazy because it constantly falls down. This pair, my big pair. I call these my goober goggles.
Oh, she said that the customer ended up giving me a great review for tracking it down and even wrote me when his son had gotten it.
That's awesome. That's perfect.
That's killer. Is it a good idea to send a free product to the person who removed a bad review?
No.
No.
They did their part. I would just end it.
Makes you seem desperate.
Yep. Leave it there. Just leave it there. Unless it's like a repeat buyer who happened. Like if I had a customer who was a repeat buyer, they bought from me all the time, and they had an issue with a product, most of my repeat buyers aren't going to leave me a bad review. They're going to let me know. But if for some reason they had something terrible happen to their purchase, I will send them some type of just some trinket, a freebie, a key, something small, just to let them know that I really am sorry for what happened. But
yeah, that's like sending you're still a great person to an ex, like sending a text to an ex. That's just don't do it.
Yeah.
All right. No Mark. Wow. Holy crap. Manly pretty.
It's a manly pretty.
Yeah, no. See, I'm still in Bob Seger and Silver Bullet. I've seen Bob Seger live too. That was probably one of the loudest concerts I've ever been to. Let's see here. Wolf's eyes are the prettiest turquoise. Just learned to love Metallica. I'm all day. It's never too late to love metal. Ain't nothing wrong with metal. Smash Mouth's lead singer was drunk and laid down for a nap on stage and told the band to keep playing. That's hilarious. Not to say that's something I would do, but that is something I would do. I agree. Black is the best. Yes, definitely. Guys are adorable. Too funny. Hannah, all of my reviews have come from people whose orders were delayed over holidays or bad weather, but because of your customer service tips, they gave me 5-star reviews. Congratulations.
That's what you want to see.
So I said damage control. All you gotta do is damage control. 9 times out of 10 people. No, I did not mean to get Southern there. 9 times out of 10 people are going to come back and be like, holy crap, this person actually cares about what I'm saying.
Yeah, especially if you message them first. Like if you see the delay and you message them first rather than them having to message you, like that is a great way to do business. So.
I think Mrs. Blasted Monkey here is talking about Matthias. Yeah.
Loved his British candy and him trying to pronounce.
It's called Iron Brew.
Yeah, I love him.
He's funny. He's family friendly, so we finally have a channel we can watch with our daughter in the room.
Like he throws an innuendo, but he doesn't curse or anything. Like that's what we like, and our 5-year-old loves his videos. So.
Yeah, she loves it, and that's all she watches on YouTube is all those like toy reviews and stuff. So it's nice having an adult channel that kind of does the same thing,
right?
With some innuendo here and there.
She does get upset because if he gets a toy that he doesn't like, he breaks it, and it upsets her. But
See, Sharon. Hi, guys. I missed the first half. Glad you do replays. With my product, I'm wondering if envelopes, the kind for cards, would work for starting out to seeing I'm on a small budget.
Sharon, let me show you what we use. Don't mind my sweatpants. This box is completely full to the top with these little bubble mailers. And how much do we pay for these on Amazon?
$25 for, I think, how many, it says right on it how many there are. I think it's 250 of them.
And
we pay $25.
And you can get less than this.
Yeah.
You can buy less. So
yeah, you can spend like $12 and get 100 of them.
Yeah, so bubble mailers, they're called craft bubble mailers.
Kraft. All you got to do is we get them on Amazon. Kraft bubble mailers. We get 5x8, 4x8, 4x7. You can pick your sizes. Just pay attention to the size when you're buying them, but they're super cheap. And if you find one, like when you first search for it and it's really expensive, go into it and then go into the recommended, like right below the product. And that's where you'll find the ones that are super cheap.
Pricing.
Look at the reviews, please. Don't get anything less than 4 stars because you're going to get the super thin papery ones with no protection.
Yeah.
But it's only, we pay like $25 and get 250 of those big envelopes, and that's what we use.
On Amazon. Yeah.
Let's see here. Love this try. Here's cancel. Okay, Sarah, if someone were unhappy and I offered or replace or refund and they said no, they just wanted me to know, then what? Leave it, send then anew?
No, if they say that they just wanted you to know, thank them. Tell them that tell them that their message will help you to improve products for the future. And if there's anything that you can do to help them in the future, or if they change their mind, to let you know. And then do not message them back. Let it go after that. Like, don't say anything else. If we're kind enough to let you know, but they don't want anything else, don't give them anything else. So you don't send flowers to the ex after you guys have broke up. And I know sometimes it stings because you feel like you need to do something, but if they don't want you to do something, doing something is going to make you seem desperate, and it might not be well received. So.
Holly, this is super random, but how do you guys feel about conspiracy theories? I'm super into listening about documentaries while I work and have become obsessed.
We're not going to talk about it
Not going to talk about it, but I'm into aliens too. Just to let you know.
And he was in the Air Force, if that says anything.
It doesn't, but
no,
whatever.
It doesn't. He didn't know anything. I asked him too. I'm like, are there any aliens?
Like I would be able to talk about it. Like I did have a clearance and everything, but I would be able to talk about it if she did ask me.
I know. I'd be like, do you guys know anything?
No, we don't actually. And I looked. See, so I think I'm finally hitting a new idea. Should I use Instagram with work in progress pics as teasers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why not? Doesn't hurt. That's what Instagram's for, is pictures.
Yep.
See, Thea, I got my they said I get my order my bubble mailers from Uline. Just got 6x8 bubble mailers, $8 on Amazon for $50, free shipping. Uline and other places send too many, and I have limited storage. Yep. Yeah. See here, I'm in England and get my boxes from Kite Packaging, really cheap for boxes. First class international and a craft bubble mailer costs less than flat priority mail. Yes, it does. Flat priority is way more expensive, depending on the weight.
And I believe that the other one is clearboxes.com or something like that. You can get some really cool boxes from them too.
There's been Sasquatch sightings by my house in Wisconsin. That's not one I believe in. No. I don't think so.
I think we've explored too much of the I think that
too many scientists and biologists explore the woods constantly to have not found it yet. So that's one I don't.
The ocean is another story. I think that there are tons of creatures that we have not yet discovered. In the ocean.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. I've seen a lot. We won't get too much into this, but on our drive from California back to Ohio, we actually saw a light pop up. Like we were not talking. And this was at 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
3. Well, it started off as one light, and then 2 more lights popped up just randomly. And we're driving through the middle of the desert. There's nothing anywhere near us. There's no light poles, electric poles. There was nothing.
Were we in Wisconsin? Or Nevada?
Yeah, Wisconsin. And they I think it was 2 of them just disappeared. Woo! They pew pew shot off out of nowhere. Shot in different directions that they came in from. And then she looked over at me and she was like, "Did you just see the same thing I saw?" We were not communicating about it at all to make it a conspiracy. We saw it.
Yeah. It was...
And then what was it? A week later, we were home and somebody posted UFO sightings all across the state. And I was like,
same thing.
Of the same thing. And I was like, no.
Like everyone
No
saw
way.
it. Terrifying.
Let's see here. That's what I had a feeling. Maybe if you guys made a personal channel one day, there's a market there. We actually are thinking about it.
I want to call it, okay, you guys, let me know if you like this name. I want to call it, because we're technically like CEOs, and when we do the Handmade Alphas, we're going to be CEOs of the Handmade Alphas. I want to call it the Unpro CEO, where we're just like, we want to show business owners that they can just be goofy and you don't have to be a professional. We're just going to do like goofy, unprofessional, funny things.
Yeah.
And call
some stuff will be not safe for work. We're not going to watch our mouths on that channel, so just be aware.
We want to make it fun, though. We want to be real.
Let's see. I should talk to you. I heard some really scary tints years ago.
We hear so many freako stories that just can't be explained.
The ocean is crazy. Something like 90% undiscovered. That's insane, and it's our own planet.
I agree.
I know, and we're more worried about other things.
Yeah, I know. There are so many things that we should be looking at,
Space.
Science,
like
space.
For when we run out of fossil fuels, or for when the oxygen becomes too poisonous to breathe, But
no, we're worrying about other stupid political things that don't really matter as a planet. But
we're reading about tax exemptions. I'm not going to get into that. Jacqueline, I'm in Arizona, and it was not here in 97 for the Arizona lights. That was scary. Yeah, I used to live in Spain. Sky's open. Did you hear the big explosion that we got here in Michigan? I don't think we actually heard it. We heard of it, though.
Yeah.
That turned out to be a meteor. Yeah, I heard it was a 2.0 magnitude earthquake. Like that was the equivalent of the blast. And people were seeing it all the way from like Illinois, Indiana.
Do you guys have any last minute questions?
Yeah, we've been goofing around for like 10 minutes and I'm ready to get off of here. I'm hungry.
What, that quarter of a bagel didn't satisfy your hunger? It was about a quarter of a bagel. Any last minute questions for us guys? Any suggestions for next week's stream? If you guys need to type out these swipe files or steal mine, feel free to steal my wording. Just know that I do have a pretty big fan base, and I have had people who have used my exact swipe files, and I've had my customers say, hey, I just ordered from a shop and they're using your messages word for word. And I'm like, yeah, I'm also a coach, and I told them to do that. So I would change them around a little bit.
Yeah, change them around, because people do contact us back about other shops using our stuff. Just you don't have to completely change it, but make it yours.
Yeah,
be original with it. Make it yours.
Invisible branding, it's very important. Invisible branding is actually way more important than your visible branding.
Chief Executive Acorn Officer.
Let's see. Listening in the background while I clean house today.
Or tried to clean the house. That's about how it is for us pretty much every time.
Everyone, let's see.
Love to talk about marketing on social media, like if you do paid ads. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
We should, which I think that was the topic for next week. Recommended. Oh, next week I really want to cover the Facebook newsroom changes, actually. The new how pages are going to be showing up in newsfeed. So that's more what I want to talk about next week. I totally forgot that I said it. I actually need to do a little bit more research on it. That was supposed to be the topic this week, but I need to. If you guys are familiar with the meme page, like the comic page, Flork of Cows with the sock puppet, that's actually a friend of ours, a personal friend who was on the same base as us when we lived in California. So his page has like thousands and thousands and thousands of fans because his page is just huge. But I'm going to be talking to him a little bit about how he's seeing changes in the newsfeed. And if you know, one of the most popular Facebook like meme channels or meme pages, you know that if he's seeing some changes, then we're all going to see some changes. So I just need to talk to him about it. So let's see, get folks to participate more on groups. Absolutely. That's going to help driving
Maybe
about
something out, production workflow and shipping in batches, operations type tips.
Workflow, the thing about workflow is everybody does it different, and it's going to change for everyone. So it's really hard for me to guide you guys on things that apply to me because they might not apply to you. That's why I try to avoid things that aren't helpful to everyone. You know what I mean? It makes things really hard. My daughter keeps pausing, so I'll catch a replay as I missed the beginning. That's perfectly fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Don't hurt my feelings none.
Nope. We're probably going to get our kiddo off the bus, and then what? We need to go to the grocery and get some food.
Video on lunch mistakes to avoid.
Yeah, that would be a fun one. I need to do.
We could do that as like a poll or something like that, like suggestions. Have people email in suggestions for mistakes that they have made.
Yeah.
Because
Launch.
everybody makes different mistakes. So
Yeah, or if they want to know, it depends on if they want to know our personal experience, like with launch mistakes, because we've launched.
Oh yeah, everybody does something stupid from now and again.
I've launched over 100 collections, probably around 200 collections since my business started. And
once a month for 5 years. Right?
Yeah, we used to do them once a month. Now I'm trying to like
space them out a little bit.
Greatly reduce those, but
because we're busy making content for you guys.
Yeah, that's why Art by Starla Moore, why the launches have been further out. But it's also, it helps when I space these launches out because my customers
stuff just sells out immediately.
Right, my customers buy everything because they know I'm not going to launch for a while. So
we just do a bigger launch less often.
Yeah, our next collection is the Wizardry collection, and it's gonna be very Harry Potter inspired, but it's not all, like, for example, there's gonna be a lot of keys with owls, so you don't have to be a fan of Harry Potter to shop the collection because owls could be for anything, but it's gonna be very much influenced by Harry Potter and just wizards in general. So that's going to be very popular, as you guys can probably imagine. All right, guys. Launches, especially with Valentine's Day coming up. We probably won't be able to get one out by Valentine's Day because you guys should already have Valentine's.
We're pretty busy, believe it or not.
Yeah, you guys should already have Valentine's Day collections launched. But, maybe like summer. That way you guys have.
Yeah, we're not really doing one necessarily for Valentine's Day, so.
Right. Well, Valentine's. You know what? When I make Valentine's Day specific products, they don't really sell well.
It's not our niche.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: keys in general. Giving somebody a key necklace, that's already very Valentine's Day, even if it has a dragon on it, because it's a key to your heart. It already applies to Valentine's Day. So. 5 Finger Death Punch, LOL. We still have people.
That's kind of similar to what my band's going to be playing.
Yeah,
it's going to be around that same genre.
That's his perfect. You know what? 5 Finger is his.
I can cover his vocals perfectly.
Yeah, that's like his perfect vocal range. Hopefully.
What about next Friday about Tax USA? We are not doing taxes. That's too much of an obligation on us.
Liability.
Yeah, sorry. That's too much of a liability on us because everybody's a little bit different. Your exemptions are going to be different from our exemptions. Our
states,
costs,
counties,
that's too much to cover. If you need tax advice, get with a tax professional, get with a lawyer.
Yeah. And you know what? I hate having to do that because I know how many tax questions I had starting out. And we do kind of we'll talk about things that we write off and stuff like that. But at the same time, we always throw in there a disclaimer, we are not tax professionals.
No.
So we don't want to do a whole video on that.
And I got a bunch of tips and tricks that might help people, but at the same time, I don't want to give you guys something that's not going to be okay for your area.
Right. So next week, I really want to focus on the Facebook changes. That way, you guys can prepare for your the changes that are going to be taking place.
Before you guys leave, say quick the 4 email messages to say to customers. Oh, the 4 that you're going to send are going to be the sale when you make the sale, when you ship, when it arrives to them, and if they leave a review.
A positive review.
A positive review.
Right. So those are the 4 emails. And those are called the SSAR email swipe files. If you guys hear people talking about them in the Handmade Alpha Facebook community, which is linked below if you're not already a member.
Sale, ship, arrive, review.
Sale, ship, arrive, review. SSAR. So if you want to save those to your desktop, save it as the SSAR email swipe file so you know what it is.
Probably goes with launching. Also about how briefly touching on making sure certain are in place before launch.
How briefly touching on making certain. It just all the. I mean, yeah, but we could probably do something like that in the future.
My mistake, making NFL custom aprons and getting paid first. Now I'm stuck with them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that happens from time to time. Sometimes you'll make some stuff that just ends up being a total flop.
Next week, can you email us? The only reason I didn't email you guys today is, I'll be honest, I try not to email you guys every single week because I feel like a lot of the emails don't get opened if I do it every single week. And that keeps you guys, if MailChimp or if your mailing services see that my emails aren't getting opened by everyone,
they go to spam.
And then you guys don't get them at all. So I try to space them out and I try to do email notifications every other week. But the best place to know when we're going to go live, because it's almost always Friday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, I always post in the Handmade Alpha Facebook community, link below. And if you like my page, Starla and the Handmade Alphas, you can also see updates on when we're going to go live. Not to mention, if you click the bell icon on like right next to the subscribe button at the bottom of this video, you'll also get a notification every time that we go live.
And every time we post a video.
Yeah, every time we get a new video up, even if it's not a live video. So I'll put it in my calendar. Now, every once in a while, we do change it up. Sometimes we change up the time zones. If, say our daughter.
We have lives too.
Yeah, say our daughter has early release from school that day or something. Sometimes we do have to change it, but it's almost always Friday at noon Eastern. So
a lot of people having quick questions. We actually need to go because we got to get our kid off the bus. So we'll have to get to any other questions next week. Unfortunately, Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we got to hurry. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I had a lot of fun. Post in the Facebook group if you have any questions that we weren't able to answer today, because we have a ton of alphas in there that are more than happy to chat with you guys. And other than that, we're going to be working on some new stuff this week. Hopefully we get some stuff done. But if not, we'll see you next Friday. All right, guys. Love you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.